I was picking up my little sister from school when the principal stepped in front of me and said, "She told us everything, and you are not taking her anywhere." I had no idea what she was talking about, but her face told me this wasn't some small misunderstanding. She led me inside to the front office where my sister Aspen was sitting in a chair with her sleeves rolled up, and I could see bruises all over her arms that I had never seen before. The principal crossed her arms and said, "During gym class, her sleeve came up and her teacher saw the marks all over her. When she asked your sister what happened, Aspen told her that you did this to her." I felt my entire body go numb as I turned to Aspen and said, "What are you talking about? I never touched you." But she wouldn't even look at me. When I said her name, she flinched like I was about to hit her right there in the office. The principal stepped between us and said, "We've already contacted CPS and the police are on their way, so I suggest you sit down and don't say another word to her." I tried to explain that this was insane and that I would never hurt my sister, but she just pointed to a chair and said, "Sit now." My parents were being called, and I realized that in about 20 minutes my entire life was going to be over because my 7-year-old sister had just accused me of beating her. The police showed up before my parents did, and they separated me into a different room where an officer sat across from me and said, "We're going to ask you some questions and I need you to be completely honest with us." I could hear my mom screaming in the hallway asking, "What is going on? Where are my children? Someone needs to tell me what is happening right now." When they finally let her see me, she stopped in the doorway and looked at me like I was a complete stranger. She didn't hug me or ask if I was okay, and she just kept staring at my hands like she was trying to imagine them hurting Aspen. My dad couldn't even make eye contact because he was already ashamed of me. The officer came back in and told my parents, "Based on the bruising and your daughter's statement, we're opening a formal investigation, and your son is not allowed to return home until we complete our assessment." My mom let out this horrible sob, and my dad just nodded and said, "We understand," like he had already made up his mind about what kind of person I was. They brought in a child psychologist to speak with Aspen privately, and I sat in that cold office for almost 2 hours, staring at the wall, knowing that whatever came out of my sister's mouth was going to determine whether I had a future or not. I kept